I was thinking the other day about the phrase prone to. It's kind of interesting how we use it in English, isn't it?
Yeah, it really is. It's one of those expressions we throw around but don't always stop to analyze.
Exactly. And it's fascinating because prone to helps us describe a tendency or likelihood for someone or something to experience a particular
Right.
condition or action. Like, for example, we might say, she's prone to making mistakes when she's tired.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense. So prone to is followed by a noun or a verb ending in ing, right?
Yes, precisely. The
Mm-hmm.
adjective prone means likely to be affected by something or having a tendency to experience or do something. And the to is a preposition in this case, not part of an infinitive.
Wait, so when we say prone to, the to is a preposition? So it introduces a
Exactly.
noun or a gerund?
You've got it. So
Yeah,
we can have prone to headaches with headaches being a noun or prone to making mistakes with making as a gerund.
that's really interesting. I hadn't thought about the grammatical structure that way.
Yeah, and it's important because it helps us understand how to use the phrase correctly.
Right.
And by the way, prone to often emphasizes an inherent susceptibility or vulnerability.
So it's a bit different from saying likely to, isn't it?
Exactly.
Likely to can suggest a probability, but prone to implies a natural tendency.
Yes, that's the nuance. For
Mm-hmm.
example, saying this area is prone to heavy rainfall in winter suggests that heavy rainfall is characteristic of the area during that season.
Right, whereas it's likely to rain is more about a specific prediction.
Exactly. And prone to is frequently used in descriptive contexts like weather conditions, personal habits, or health issues.
Yeah. So could we say he's prone to accidents?
Definitely. That
Okay,
would imply he tends to have accidents, perhaps because he's clumsy or not paying attention.
got it. And the to is still a preposition there, connecting prone to the noun accidents.
Exactly. It's
Mm-hmm.
important to remember that the to isn't part of an infinitive like to run or to eat. It's connecting to the noun or gerund.
That's a great point. So could we practice some examples?
Sure, how about
Yeah.
this one? After the accident, he became prone to forgetting small details.
Ah, so forgetting is the gerund here, right?
Exactly. And another example, young children are often prone to misbehaving when they are not well
Right.
rested.
Oh, I see how that works. Misbehaving is the gerund following prone to.
Yes, and it's showing their tendency to misbehave under certain conditions.
Mm-hmm. So, could there be an example with a noun instead of a gerund?
Absolutely. This
Yeah.
region is prone to drought during the summer.
Ah, drought being the noun. That makes sense.
Exactly. And it highlights a susceptibility to a condition.
Right. This is really helpful. But what about the difference between prone to and susceptible to? Are they interchangeable?
That's a great question. They are
Yeah.
similar, but susceptible to often implies a likelihood of being influenced or harmed by something.
So, susceptible to illness would be similar to prone to illness?
Yes, but susceptible might emphasize vulnerability a bit more.
I see. Interesting. So, prone to is more about a tendency, while susceptible to emphasizes vulnerability.
Exactly. But they can
Mm-hmm.
often be used interchangeably depending on the context.
Got it. So, could we try transforming some sentences using prone to?
Sure, let's
Yeah,
take, she often makes mistakes when she is tired. We can transform it to, she is prone to making mistakes when she is tired.
perfect. And in winter, heavy rainfall is common in this area becomes this area is prone to heavy rainfall in winter.
Exactly, you're getting the hang of
Right.
it.
But wait, could we say he is prone to forget small details instead of forgetting small details? Is that correct?
That's an interesting point.
Yeah.
Actually, since to is a preposition here, it should be followed by a noun or gerund, so forgetting is the correct form.
So using the infinitive to forget wouldn't be grammatically correct in this structure?
Correct. The
I
to
see.
in prone to is a preposition, not part of an infinitive verb form. So we need a noun or gerund after it.
That clarifies it. Thanks.
No problem, it's a common
Mm-hmm.
confusion because of how to is often used in English.
So, in teaching this concept, it's important to emphasize the role of to as a preposition here.
Exactly. It
Right.
helps learners use the phrase correctly and avoid mistakes.
This has been really enlightening. Do you have any final thoughts on prone to?
Well, just to recap, prone to describes a natural tendency or vulnerability. It's
Yeah,
followed by a noun or gerund, and it's different from the infinitive to.
that's a great summary. I'll definitely pay more attention to how I use prone to in my own speech and writing.
Awesome, and it's
Yeah,
always good to be aware of these subtle nuances in language.
absolutely. Language is full of them.
Indeed. Well, thanks for the great
Mm-hmm.
discussion.
Thank you. It was really insightful.